All right. Welcome back. Validation Boy live stream, April 24th, 2017. Figured I'd talk about a couple different things here today. Usually I'm joined by, well, not usually, but a lot of times I've been joined by Flat Still Earth. He's in the chat tonight. I decided to go alone, but everybody, please check out Flat Still Earth. It's my man, Vlad, putting out good stuff. Everybody go check him out. Let's go ahead and do the first five in per tradition. In at number 1, Daniel Pratt. Honor to have you in here, Dan Pratt. In at number 2, also an honor, Earth Sweetheart. And in at number 3, the infamous, the incomparable, the astute, the wise, the generally fucking badass dude, They Lie Ohio. Please check out his channel as well. And in at number 4 would be Richard Clark, defending champion, defending reigning world champion of Validation Boy live stream. And in at number 5, someone who was my first ever live stream chat participant, the one and only Rob S. Everybody looks like they're having a good time. Ohio's in here. Talking about Obama. Flat Still Earth says, was on a bike ride with my honey. Otherwise, I would have been first. LOL. Yeah, I think you're in at number 6. We got someone named Flat Earth Inquisitor who says hello. Hello to you. Thanks for being in here. They Lie Ohio says, come on, VB. He's starting to fucking throw shit again. Jeez. And then Vlad says, Vlad is also Flat Still Earth, by the way, guys. And he says, honey would be my awesome girlfriend. So that is smooth and slick. LOL. I don't understand. And Jerry Cthulhu says, hola. So we're kicking it off. Jeff Stewart has also joined us and says, congrats to Dan. Hey. So I decided to go looking through some news articles today. Jeff Stewart says he came to see the magic tricks. Get on with it, BB. No, I decided to check out some articles, see what I could talk about tonight. Well, first and foremost, though, we got to talk about Tim Osmond staging street interviews. Timmy. Jeez, bro. Okay. We know that you talk about how I've listened to a lot of Tim Osmond talking. So we know that he talks about how he's going to go see his old wrestling buddies from college and stuff, And then the other day I heard him on it was one of P. Mars's channels. I think $5,000 for Flat Earth Evidence. I'm not sure, though. Maybe it was a Jed show. Maybe it was someone else. Maybe it was Flat Earth After Party. I'm not sure. But, you could hear Tim driving. He had the wind in the background. You could tell he was driving. Coming from out west and then headed to the East Coast. It looks like the staged interview that he shot, I guess, was in D.C. DC is near to North Carolina. Through data collection, we understand that Twitwit lives in North Carolina and that Tim and Twitwit might have a thing going on. He might have been also swinging by to see her in North Carolina. We know he wants to stop on the East Coast to see his buddies. He went to school in Texas, I believe. These are all just things that he said about himself on the air. So these are just things that we know for sure. I'm not trying to dox anybody. This is just, this is what Tim has said on the air himself about himself. So, oh geez. Richard Clark and Jeff Stewart want to talk about ingrown toenails, cancer, and nail fungus, and necrophilia. Yeah. Earth Sweetheart says, ew, I hope he doesn't pass through NC. Puke, puke, gag, gag. Well, so, you know, it's all on the East Coast. We know Tim's out there. He said he was going to be in Orlando in May. And if he's on the East Coast shooting in D.C., staging interviews in D.C., and then headed up to North Carolina to see his little girlfriend, and then headed over here to Orlando about a week from now, I think it all makes sense because he said he was coming here. Oh, Flat Still Earth. Vlad chimes in and says, anybody want to be on his next live stream location? Let him know. Yeah. You guys should go in there and join him. What's this about Inquisitor? Flat Earth Inquisitor. Somewhat sus. Says, I'm looking for a model to use in a debate format. Muzzbuzz says, I never believe anything Tim says. And Daylight Ohio responds to Flat Earth Inquisitor and says, we don't have a real map. Nobody does, Inquisitor. That's right. The globe's not real. All the Earth map projections, flat, Gleason's, AE map, whatever they are, none of them are accurate because no one's ever seen the whole Earth. We really just don't know, you know. Flat Earth Inquisitor, looking almost like a fake account, says, does anyone know what happened to a YouTuber named Tiger Dan? He seemed to be trying to create one. Tiger Dan. If you want to hear about Tiger Dan, you should listen to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, episode 145. They go into great detail about Flat Earth Tiger Dan. Yeah, I don't really know anything about Tiger Dan. Jeff Stewart says he is Tiger Dan. Oh, tomfoolery of the International Space Stage chimes in and says he realized it wasn't flat. Well, that's something that me and tomfoolery disagree on. But otherwise, I think me and tomfoolery would get along pretty much 99%, other than this one thing where I think the Earth's flat and he thinks it's a globe. Other than that, I think we could be damn besties if we knew each other in real life. Rob S. says that Jeff blew his cover. Oh, well. Tomfoolery says love VB. For real. Hey. And so, well, I might not agree with tomfoolery on his attacks on certain people. You know, certain people maybe I would agree, you know, with a lot of stuff he says. But you know, I'm not trying to hate on my fellow flat earthers anymore. You know, at least as little as possible, because we are all human, you know, and it's tough. Yeah, people, you care about something and you see people come into it and take part in it, and sometimes you feel like they're misrepresenting, you know, or they're bringing other things into the subject that need not be there. But the thing is, with me, I don't think that's really fair to say about people, because Flat Earth is kind of an all-encompassing, you know, thing. And if subjects get pushed here and there and different things get brought up, I think that's good. You know, Flat Earth, it's the top conspiracy. It's the deepest conspiracy that we've ever known, other than maybe free energy. Okay, but that's more of a practical conspiracy versus a cultural conspiracy, which is what I consider Flat Earth. But I guess the way that we get our energy would have a lot to do with our culture too. But, you know, hey. So Flat Earth Inquisitor says, how can there be a debate between models without one side not having a model? Is there anyone attempting to create one? Well, either you're a glober who's faking being a flat earther, which is what it looks like, or you're new to flat earth. Hopefully it's the latter. Hopefully you're just new to flat earth, and you know, you can go back and just kind of listen to some of the bigger channels, more highly view count shows with higher view counts on them from the past, usually with specific titles relating to the subject that you're wondering. You can go and you can check out Globebusters, or you can check out the Morgile, or Nathan Oakley 1980. You could check out one of the many guests that Put Your Steer has had on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. All separate words. Search it. Schlumberger has joined us. Nathan Oakley 1980 has joined us. Honored to have all you guys in here. Oh, yeah. But anyways, so back to Timmy. So, yeah, I was watching Tim's video, and I know he's been inspired because Dell has been doing all these street interviews lately, so Tim decided he would, emulate someone that he's jealous of and looks up to, which is Dell, it seems. So he's going to just straight up copy him. And except that when he copied him, you could tell it was staged. The dude was like 4'9", okay? And nothing against that. I'm just saying that's, that usually wrestlers are usually, 5 foot or shorter, usually. And we know Tim sounded exactly like the guy. We know Tim is totally the kind of guy that would have that same douchebag haircut and the little studded bracelet, and the anti-Trump shirt and the what do you call them, the aviators, and the same exact speech pattern as Tim Osman. It's almost as if they've been talking on the phone to each other in the weeks leading up to him coming to visit him so he could stage the interview. The guy rattles off a couple of like signature Tim Osman lines that have been used in live streams before during debates, if you will, debates that Tim Osman has participated in. Pretty much word for word. You could see the guy looking over at Tim long before Tim even approaches him. And you can see that Tim times it out. And then also the fact that, excuse me, the thumbnail for Tim's video, that Coca-Cola. Hold on. You could see that in the thumbnail of Tim's video, we see the other side of the guy's sign that he doesn't show at any point during Tim's interview of him. So maybe Tim got the shot after he interviewed the guy on the street, asked him to do one last shot, turned around. Or he did it beforehand. The guy knew he had a camera. Or Sweetheart says Coca-Cola is bad for you, BB. I know. I'm trying to get myself down to just 2 cans a day. And then completely off of it. Yeah. Flasteller says, studded bracelet, LOL. Only one kind of guy that wears a bracelet. I am not one. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, and this is not an attack on anybody, or any group, but I mean, watching Tim talk to that guy almost looked like a pickup, like a gay pickup. It, if you go back and watch it, it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, we got a lot of charisma together, don't we, buddy? It's a little off-putting, but we know Tim's not gay. We know Tim's not gay, so I'm not going to sit here and say Tim Osman is gay. We know that's not true. So Nathan Oakley says he wears a cock ring and wonders if that counts. That's TM fucking I, bro. But the people love it. The people love it. Jeff Stewart says it definitely makes you gay. They says, damn, Nathan. Flat Earth Inquisitor. Flat Earth Inquisitor says, so I guess I walk away empty-handed again whilst being accused of being a troll. I'm just inquiring about a model. Yet I've gotten banned and bullied without a single link. I'll continue on. Well, here you go, Flat Earth Inquisitor. My show said nothing about Flat Earth in the title. Now, did it? No, it did not. So thanks for knowing that I happen to be a channel that talks about Flat Earth that doesn't even have Flat Earth in my name or in the title of this stream. Okay? And by the way, you've not gotten banned. You're in here all night. There's no wrenches. There's no spanners, whatever you want to call it. There's none of that. Never has been, not once, not one time ever in Validation Boy live stream ever in the history of this show. Has there ever been a fucking wrench? So you got free reign, buddy. All I say is that you just make it good, because if you don't, the people in here will tear you down for not being up to par, because Validation Boy live stream chat is the premier chat, the most dynamic chat in the entire YouTube flat earth oriented conspiracy truth YouTube fucking scene of 2017. I'm not saying you're a troll. The questions you're asking are very loaded, and it's almost like you're P Mars disguised as someone just saying these funny things. You could be Mark Sargent for all we know, just having a little laugh, trying to guide the conversation. You're affecting the conversation because I let the chat affect the conversation. I let the chat affect the show. That's what it's all about. It's about the people. You know what I'm saying? Muzzbuzz says, I thought the guy Timmy was talking to was the guy from Mars Missions, the benign side of our nominal expectations guy. Douchebag hair. Yeah. Oh, Schlominger chimes in and says, Osmond wears a metrosexual cock ring for both holes required. Oh, man. Muzzbuzz says, haha, I've never seen a gay pickup. I mean, I don't know about, I'm just saying there was a lot of charisma. There was a lot of charm. There's a lot of chemistry there, Richard Clark says, Tiger Dan, is he still alive? Who knows? Who knows? Probably so. Probably just a guy who got really frustrated with all this, Earth Sweetheart says, troll on, dude. Haha. Geez, a little touchy, huh? Schlominger says, Richard, Tim uploaded a video with this dude, and the Earth is not a fucking flat sign. He should be visible in the sunglasses reflection. I checked. He's not. Tim covered up his face, Okay, so check this out. Also, when the video starts, if you go back and watch the original, you can see that the gray car, the unmarked federal protection that's right next to the guy, almost seems like it literally just dropped the guy off on that corner moments before Tim clicked record. Or, maybe he caught all of it on tape and edited it out. Who knows? But it almost looks like that car dropped the guy off. The car lingers for a while with their little lights right there for most of the interview, and then slowly cruises away. And then in the background, we see some white SUVs unmarked roll by. And then the last one in the chain is a marked one. And I know he's out there, in the streets protesting near, important, downtown areas and stuff with people. And so, of course, there's going to be security forces rolling around, but why are they so intimately connected to just this guy? And why is this guy all by himself protesting? All by himself? Real suspect looking, just stand there by himself. And then Tim walks up and talks to the guy. And the guy seems to have a script. It seems scripted. Like Flat Still Earth said, looks like he's reading off cue cards. I said that in the comment. So it's just kind of odd. A lot of odd shit going on right there. And the guy has Tim's same speech patterns, like they're friends that talk to each other, or that they're from the same place, or grew up around the same friends, same group of friends, the same like group dialect kind of thing. Almost sounds exactly like Tim when he talks. He shares a lot of the same characteristics as Tim would at his age, with those style choices and things. The guy literally says some of Tim Osmond's catchphrases word for word. Yeah, I said all this already. I'm just making sure that everyone gets the point. Tom Foolery says, what's going on with the channel You've Been Exposed? They went from 5,000 subs one day to almost 6 today. It's entertaining to listen to, but they have the rookie arguments. Yeah, I checked it out once or twice. P Mars was stalking around them or whatever, or hanging out with them. I don't remember. Somebody was. And I just wasn't really all that impressed. It looked really antagonistic. It looked really counterproductive. There was a lot of talking over people. There was a lot of just people just saying hi to each other live and talking over each other and just laughing and kind of like live trolling each other. And all you hear is the static. You don't even hear the actual things that they're saying to each other. At least if you could, it would be funny. But all you hear is just static buzz. So it's just truly just a waste of time for me. I'm not going to watch that channel. I'm not going to subscribe to them. I'm not going to know much about them at all. And nothing against them, they're flat earthers. That's great. But, It's just not my style. So you won't see me over there. Who's trolling who, Shroomminati, I'll give you a shout out, Flat Earth Inquisitor says they've been banned on other channels. Well, yeah, of course you have, but this is Flat Earth, this is Validation Boy live stream. So Flat Still Earth says no banning here or on his hangouts. Yeah. So far, that's definitely been 100% true. So I may not be the only one anymore, guys. I may not be the only one. But hey, I pioneered it. Like I do a lot of shit in Flat Earth. And I love all you guys. Or Sweetheart says, you could be Glenda talking to Flat Earth Inquisitor, but you can spell, so we rule that out. Yeah. It's probably Jed. It might be Tim. It might be P. Mars. Could be anyone. Who really knows? It could be anyone, man. It could be anyone. Yeah, so I bet Tim's upset about me doing that. I went into Globebusters live stream chat on Sunday, and I mentioned the fact that I had made that video, and thankfully, I guess Bob had seen it and gave the video a huge shout out, like twice in a row, and then Nathan posted a link. Chris Truthseeker posted a link. I think Patricia Steer posted a link. I know some other people, someone else might have also done it too, posted a link to it right there in the live stream. I think because they had wrenches, so they were allowed to post links. And it went from like 116 views up to like, 300 over the course of like about 30 hours. So, and now it's somewhere in the 350 range or 330 range, excuse me, that video. And I just got to say thanks to those guys. I was feeling the love that day when I went in there and said that, when I went in there and mentioned my video. And Nathan gave me all the best wishes and said, I hope when I link it over here, these people will click on it and people will start seeing it. Yeah. And it's not about just getting view counts. It's about getting the word out there that like, there's this dude in the world named Tim Osmond that pretends that he's not hell-bent on being obsessed with the flat earth when that's all he does. And now he's driving across the country and staging interviews with his old buddies, all the while copying or rebutting, emulating what Dell has been doing, by just going out in the street and interviewing people about their knowledge about the shape of the earth and about astrophysics and orbital mechanics and all the bullshit that people are expected to believe, So, and that this guy, Tim Osmond, wants people to supposedly get away from flat earth and come to the realization that the earth is a globe. When the only people that Tim Osmond really reaches, okay, it's funny because the only people that Tim Osmond ever gets in contact with or reaches is people who are already pretty much flat earthers or heavily involved in the scene and contemplating it. So those are the people that he ends up getting. And then out of those people, only a handful were already globers or will end up turning on flat earth to become globers. All these guys that say that they used to be flat earth and turn back to the globe. It's really not believable. On logic alone, it's really not believable. You can't just be basically a flat earther and then someone raise one little point like stars in the southern hemisphere, despite the fact that we've never touched them, we don't know what they are or even where they are, do some other action that's not consistent with a flat earth, even though they're not connected to the flat earth. That means the earth must be a spinning globe going on a corkscrew through infinite space, and that there's no God and that dinosaurs existed. No, I'm just kidding about that part. But all those things, all those other things. And so it's completely asinine. Let me take a little. Anyways, like I was saying, you don't just see this one little thing that doesn't make any difference anyways and say, oh, I'm turning back on all these other things, all these other truths that I've learned. I don't believe those people are for real. There's no way you can bounce back from something that fast. There's no way those people are real. Richard Clark says, ban me. I haven't been banned in a month. I'm slacking. Tom Fuller says, this feels like an auto hoax. What, me talking about how Tim staged the interview? Well, I mean, come on, man. The guy's literally using Tim's lines. I mean, scripted lines. And then there's a couple points during the video where Tim actually feeds him a couple words, and then the guy goes off of it like it's been rehearsed. It's just too much. I mean, the guy looks and sounds like Tim. You know, you could picture Tim looking pretty much exactly like that guy. You know, they're just that dude, that guy, the kind of guy that wears the bracelets and stuff, the jewelry and stuff. Flat Earth Inquisitor says, I've only had a Flat Earth channel for a day, and everyone freaks out when I ask for a model. Why? Oh, man. Because you've had a channel for one day. That's why. Jeff Stewart says, who the fuck are you talking about here? Not Tim. I don't know. I'm talking about Tim. Yeah, for a day. Vlad says, for a day. Tom Fuller says, VB, this is going to be TransAsia all over again. No. Nathan says, Tim just likes to argue. Muzzbuzz says, Nathan, I remember you giving his brother a spray. Haha. Tim did the big Jew boy cry over that one. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Nathan says, yeah, low blow, eh? Yeah, whatever. It's been war in the past. It's been love. It's been war. But speaking of, that Nathan's from the UK. A couple of my, subscribers and listeners are from the United Kingdom and stuff like that, or, Scotland and Ireland and Wales and Britain, England, I guess. But so I was looking through the news, and I guess there's a rise acid attacks, and now it's happening in schools. Okay, the Metropolitan Police in London says that the number of acid attacks has seen a steep increase from 261 attacks in 2015 to 454 attacks in 2016. Authorities are presently working with schools to tackle the alarming issue. Okay, there's an acid attack on April 17th at a trendy nightclub in northeast London that left 2 revelers partially blinded and others disfigured. After a nationwide manhunt, cops raided an upscale home in Northamptonshire, tasering and capturing the prime suspect, Arthur Collins, a laborer who's the boyfriend of a British reality TV star named Fern McCann. Okay, it couldn't get any more scripted than that. But, I mean, I guess they're saying that nowadays the kids over there are, instead of using knives to shank each other at school, they're bringing acids that they're getting from, wherever. They're putting acids in water bottles and stuff like that. And basically just running up and throwing acid on people's faces or wherever, and that people are becoming permanently blinded and disfigured for life by acid attacks now. And they call them doses. And then there's, in the article, it's talking about a kid has been carrying a dose with him for backup since he was 12 years old. And he's now a college student. I mean, I don't know. To me, my first instinct on that story, I'm just going to run through a couple little stories I saw in the news today, or in the internet news. My first take on that, though, is definitely going to have to be that, okay, so now school kids are not allowed to bring any drinks onto campus, any liquids. Okay, so no liquids, right? So then the kids either have to drink the whatever the fuck is in the water that the school provides, or they have to buy drinks, which goes directly back into the system, and it's all for their money. They're not allowed to have any freedom. They're not allowed to have anything for themselves. And that's what this is really all about. That's what that story is all about. Okay. Okay, then I wanted to talk about, I took some screenshots of these fucking bullshit articles from the news. Okay. Then I wanted to talk about, okay, so apparently the space agencies or whoever the fuck is saying that there is metal in the atmosphere of planet Mars. Okay. As if Mars fucking even exists, as if anyone's ever fucking been there or ever taken a picture of it or ever sent a fucking satellite to it or even knows what the fuck or where the fuck it even is, because the shit in the sky, we don't know what the fuck those things are. We don't know where the fuck they are. So whatever they want to call Mars and shit, you know. Motherfuckers want to blow my shit up. All right, so it says the metal comes from particles of interplanetary dust, which rain down on the Martian atmosphere continuously and burn up. Okay, study team members said. Charged molecules and atoms high up in the red planet's air rip electrons from the metal atoms, turning them into ions. Okay, they know this how? They know any of this how? They don't even know what the fucking ion or an atom even is, or absolutely how they act, exactly how they really behave. So how the fuck can they contemplate what the fuck is happening on a subatomic level, billions of fucking miles from here, millions and billions of fucking miles from where we are? Okay. Dust particles are common through the solar system. Oh, of course they are, right? Okay, so all planets and moons with a substantial atmospheres probably have metal ions in their air. Indeed, radio signals from NASA spacecraft occasionally get blocked when they go through planetary atmospheres. That sounds like it's a fun little fact that needs to be noted for any skeptics in the future. That could probably be used in a number of ways. Interference that's thought to be caused by ionosphere electrons. Thought to be caused by ionosphere electrons, some of which may have been torn from metal ions. May have been torn from metal ions. Whatever the fucking ion is, okay? Whatever theoretical paper written fucking idea they think an ion is, which they've never fucking seen, okay? Still, the new results from MAVEN. MAVEN. MAVEN marked the first time that metallic ions have been confirmed to persist in the air of an alien world. The probe previously identified metal in Mars' air in late 2014. But that detection was associated with a dramatic one-off event, the close approach of comet Siding Spring. The new study extends the detection record to 2 years. Extends it out. Strongly suggesting that metal ions are a permanent feature of the Martian atmosphere. Oh, they took data from 2 years worth of samples instead of a shorter term of samples. Okay. These ions behave differently from the metals swirling in Earth's air, primarily because our planet has a strong global magnetic field and Mars does not. This field shapes Earth's metal ions into layers, a phenomenon observed at Mars only in certain spots near the red planet's pockets of local fossilized, and it says it in quotes, fossilized magnetic fields. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that article because, it was talking about how radio signals can get jammed by that. But then what about the Van Allen belts? I wonder if that did any radio jamming. I'm sure someone else might pick up on that and do a little further thought on that. But first glance. Someone in here named My Name says, crazy we never witnessed a crater being formed by an impact on the moon. Yeah. Never. Anyways. So that's that. Let's see what else I got on this list of things I wanted to talk about. Oh, I didn't take any screenshots, but there was something on, I guess, Fox or CNN.com. I'm not sure which one. And it was like Bias Patrol or something like that. And it was talking about how the New York Times, okay, how did they say? The New York Times has rejected female genital mutilation because they don't want to be considered, or they consider it a culturally loaded term. So they're so PC. Okay, what a conundrum that is, right? For the liberals, for the extreme bleeding heart liberals. Okay, what a conundrum this is, right? Because I know you guys see where I'm going with this, but so is it more important to be PC to a culture that does this action that our culture finds offensive? Or is it more important to defend the women from getting their genitals mutilated? Because that's what that culture does to those people over there. Which way do they go? Which is more important? Oh, geez. Now the New York liberal ass Times, okay? Leftist, fascist, socialist, Nazi fucking Times, okay? Is in a big pickle. They don't know which liberal cause to defend more. So they decided they're just not going to use it, and that it's officially declared by them to be a culturally loaded term. I mean, that's fucking hilarious. That's hilarious to me that New York Times finds themselves in this fucking pickle. Do they love women more, or do they love immigrants more? How can we look more liberal? Is it more liberal to love women, or is it more liberal to love illegal immigrants? Criminal, or what our culture would consider criminal. By cultural practices that are legal over there, that would not be legal in this country, we would morally have to consider them criminal. Some of them, It's just funny. I don't care either way about that kind of stuff really that much. But, it's funny. Oh, okay. Then I saw this little comic piece. Scientists at the University of California, Irvine, UCI, believe they have identified, get this, a fifth force of nature. A fifth force of nature. You know what, guys? I've been going about 40 minutes. Guess what? I'm taking a fucking break. Have fun in the chat. Richard Clark is in charge of the chat. Oh, Tim Osmond has joined us. Yeah, because I'm talking shit about how we staged that video. He's here having a good time. So Richard Clark is in charge of the fucking chat. I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, guys. This shit is out of hand. I love it. I'll get back to that article in a moment. Wow. Check this out, guys. Microphone check. Microphone check. All right, guys. This is what's going on. All right. Flat Still Earth, okay, is doing a live stream tonight at 11 p.m. Central Time, okay? It's an overview of Bill Nye's Globe Propaganda Show on Netflix. If anyone wants to join, please let him know, okay? He's going to do a live stream review of the show, okay? I believe that is what he's going to do. And Tim's been hanging around, lurking around, watching Jeff Stewart's old videos. I'm going way back in the chat. Nathan Oakley says, "Hey, Tim Osmond, did you stage your video with the dude and his banner?" This person named My Name says, "Hey, Vlad, watched about 20 minutes of nice shitty show." Man. Yeah, I mean, So Nathan says, how long were you chatting anti-flat earth with the dude before you hit record, Tim? He says he walked up recording. He was looking for flatties because of IPS. Lee Harvey Hitler says, just long enough to give him $20, Nathan. No, I don't think it was even about money. I think it's just Tim's friend, and they rehearsed it. I mean, they sounded exactly alike. They had the same mannerisms. They had the same nuances and shit, you know. Tim says he doesn't care if you guys have a conspiracy about it with no evidence. There's tons of evidence, Tim. The guy's your height, you know. And Nathan says, so zero conversation? You just assumed he'd be cool with you filming? Rob S. says, it was pretty bad, Timmy. It was pretty bad. Tomfoolery says, you've been exposed. Let me ask you a question. So, Tim said, I asked him at the end, best way to do it. Tomfoolery says, icing studio lights in those glasses. No. You know, Tomfoolery says, years of Tim trolling, and VB brought you down with one video. Tim says he has tons of interviews not about flat earth. So Nathan says, so Tim, he just happened to say things you say, almost word for word. Multiple times. Lee Harvey Hitler says, Timmy is the flat earth's shittiest troll. I mean, I got to give love to Tim. I mean, it ain't war. I mean, I know he's on my side of the country. I'm scared he might come and try to murder me. You know what I'm saying? Crime spree, bro. Killer, CIA. You know what I'm saying? You see me dead. Y'all know what happened. Okay? Y'all know what happened. So Timmy says, yeah, even if it was staged, so what? LOL. Okay. Jeff Stewart says to Tim, Kyle, I think you did a great job. So keep up the work, bro. Keep up the great work, bro. Rob S. says about Tim's other interviews, he says, I'm sure they are wonderful, Tim. Let's see. In Tim's defense, he says, don't you remember the spelling of the name, at least of the fail docs that you did on me, Jeff? It was Kyle Jones, K-I-L-E, Jones. Validation Boy chimes in and says, love spreads like wildfire in Validation Boy live stream chat. Rob S. says, hey, I just want to know, Tim, did you get his number? Or Sweetheart asks Tim, how long did it take for the dude to practice his lines to get them right? Tomfoolery says, what would John LeBon say? Oh, man. Tim says, even if it was staged, it was a video of a guy talking about the flat earth with a sign. Not sure what else can be read into it. Well, at what point did you get the shot of the earth is not fucking flat sign? Was that before or after the interview? Because, I mean, if it was before, then that means you guys were talking. Dalmatinuts FE says, Tim Osmond is a satanic ass clown. So Nathan says, okay, so how staged was it? Richard Clark says, CVB agrees he was lying. A4 says, what is this show about? A4, primarily so far, the show has been about Tim Osmond meeting up with one of his old buddies who we assume looks much like him, definitely talks like him, says a bunch of Tim's famous catchphrases almost word for word during pretty much what appears to be a quite obviously staged street interview that Tim did. And I just felt like exposing it, you know? Jeff Stewart's beautiful. Nathan Oakley chimes in with words of wisdom and says, whole room triggered. Good video, Tim Osmond. Kudos. Tim Osmond says, I can show my arm. I have freckles. LOL. Flash Stiller says, record this, VB. Chat needs to be on screen, says Mr. Drobot. Nah, it's all right. You can read the chat. Nathan says, laugh out loud. It's golden coughs. Yeah, it is. Shit. About to get some more golden coughs on right now. Thanks for reminding me. You know, the camera turns off, but the audio stays with you. Or maybe it doesn't. Either way, I've noticed a recent spike in viewership. It all goes out to big shout outs I was given over the weekend. Tom Foolery says to Tim, hey, let's see the freckles. So Tim's like a ginger? I mean, is that what this is all about? Jeff Stewart says to Tim, dude, if you were not Kyle Jones, you wouldn't dwell on this for 2 fucking years like an asshat. Rob S says baby lungs. Oh, Rob S, man, if anything, my lungs are so tattered and torn from all the fucking years. Oh, man. Quite the opposite of baby lungs. Maybe just as weak as baby lungs at this point. I got to cut back, man. Shit's getting hectic. Okay, so A4 says, what is your show about, VB? You know, it's about Validation Boy live stream is what it's about. It's about the Flat Earth community and the truth-oriented community coming together to participate in the most dynamic and interesting live chat that the entire scene can offer, and also has no wrenches. Vlad says he has one-of-a-kind tats that can prove that he is him. Jeff Stewart says to Tim, prove it or fuck off with the arms. Schmick says, anyone seen Carly Sunshine's poor attempt to promote old, debunked Shrinking Sun and out-of-focus images? Sad. I haven't seen what you are calling sad, but I will go check it out. And I bet it's not as sad as you're saying it is. But that's okay. Jeff Stewart says, I proved who you were. Damn it. And Tim Osmond says, no, I think it's funny you lied and ran like a coward. And he says that Jeff was caught in lies. Jeff says, do I sound like a coward, you fuck face? Jeff Stewart says, scared punk ass bitch. It's okay. I mean, we don't need to get too bloodthirsty in here. See? I'm worried that people are going to start shooting each other. I know Tim is near Jeff Stewart at the moment. He's near him somewhere. He's at least within 10, 15 hours driving distance of both me and Jeff Stewart at the moment. Nathan Oakley says, I'm willing to bet there was at least some coordination before you hit record, but who gives a flying fuck? I mean, seriously. That's what Nathan says. Well, I mean, you thought it was good enough to link it out to the people in Glowbusters, so you cared, and then other people cared too. I cared. I think a lot of people are enjoying it, are enjoying the benefits of it. Yeah, I think that everyone's enjoying the benefits of me making that video. And once again, Nathan, thank you for sharing that video. Or Sweetheart says to Tim, laugh out loud. You're calling someone a coward and you don't show your face. And then he says, LOL, yep. Schmick says that VB is pretending to smoke bongs. Lame VB. A lot of people, Tim says, anyway, have fun with the conjecture. I mean, if the dude wasn't repeating words word for word out of your playbook, and had almost the same tones and intonations, fucking characteristics, fucking quirks, personality similarities, tempo of conversation, style of conversation. You guys knew each other. You guys go back, or you've at least talked off camera for a minute before this, and the two of you being the sociopaths that you are, were able to meld into this nice little harmony where you were marrying each other, and it all came together like magic on your little staged fucking street interview, while you try to, have like some kind of answer to Dell's live street interviews, Fake Mark Sargent says 200 proofs gingers will steal your soul, on sale now. Well, Nathan, good night. It says bye-byes for 2 a.m. Good show, VB. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Richard Clark says bye, Nathan. Interdimensional Draco has joined us. It's A4 that threatens to murder everyone, says Richard Clark. I didn't say Tim threatened to murder anybody. Tim didn't threaten to murder anybody. At least as far as I know. Not me. Not me, and not from anybody else I know. So I would hope I wouldn't get a death threat for just being Validation Boy, a guy on YouTube who sits around and talks about how the earth is flat and doesn't really do much more than that. And it's a part entertainment, part educational show that I put on whenever I randomly feel like it. Listen for those baby lungs, says Rob S. Mr. Drobot says, VB, you highlighted the juice. What do you mean? Anyways, back to this article. Let's just read through some of the word magic. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I talked about that. And I was also going to talk about the flying electric car, the video that's getting pushed today, and it's like number 3 on trending, and it only had like 800,000 views. I thought trending had like 10 million views, 20 million views, 180 million views. I thought that's what it was like when something was trending. But it turns out that Google is the company that owns Kitty Hawk. So they're putting the Kitty Hawk ad all over YouTube and saying that it's trending. So that just goes to show you guys how YouTube, and Google really work. It's the same thing that they do with the Kardashians, where they just tell you that people are famous. And then you're like, oh, and then people just believe that these people are famous, and then they just magically start caring when the people were never famous. And there's people out there that have no talent that get famous, regardless of the fact that they just suck. Like, look at this, Kurt Cobain, Nirvana. Give me a fucking break. It's fucking garbage. And they get to be one of the most highest selling, highest rated, most famous bands of all time. It's just bullshit. It's probably a fucking hoax. Fucking Kurt Cobain's probably just some fucking actor, some shitty actor, and he's alive somewhere, and he just faked his death and all this fucking bullshit. Same thing they do with the Congress and the Senate, even deeper level. They just like pretend that that's real. They just pretend that these bills that they write up, really fucking matter, and then they just say whatever the fuck in them. And then they throw these ridiculous votes that they show on TV, even on C-SPAN, and you see the yays and the nays and shit, and all the voting and all that stuff. And they're all paid for. They're all lobbied. They're all also corporate entrepreneurs with connections in all kinds of fields of investment and all kinds of business coming to their states that they represent and shit like that. And all their buddies, their backdoor buddies, and all the money they're making, all the tax scamming that they're doing and stuff. Can't believe any of that crap. It's all just lies. It's all just theater. Your Senate, your Congress, your president, your department of this, department of that. Fucking just bullshit. It's just people at the top who the money gets funneled through the most, and they're just the businessman, the business prick, businesswoman that gets to sit on top of the throne for a while and benefit the most until they get knocked off or forced to retire. Some of them got terms, some of them, just get aged out. Some of them get assassinated out. Some of them die out. Some of them retire. So that's what you got going on with that. And that all comes back to the fact that Kitty Hawk is showing their little electric flying car. And if you look at the commercial, you see the thing's a piece of shit. And if you watch the commercial carefully, you see that you literally never get more than like half of a second, or maybe 7/10, 8/10 of a second, 4/5 of a second, maybe at most, of continuous shot of the actual thing with a person on it flying. They edit it into a second or less. You never get like a 30 or a 20-second, constant span thing of the thing flying and being smooth. You don't see that. You see less than a second at a time of shots, blips. And when you're seeing that, the fucking thing is about to teeter over. So the thing doesn't even work. And they say that it's a prototype, but they're already saying that it's for sale and that it's legal and all this shit. So they're hyping up something that's not even really been tested yet. That's sure to injure the fuck out of people. It has helicopter rotors on the bottom of it. So if you get over top of somebody, you could fucking decapitate them or cut their fucking hand off or something or whatever the fuck. It's pretty stupid, and you can tell that it's completely dangerous and fucking weeble wobbly. And they're hyping it up like it's the best new shit. You're basically like sitting on a big flying drone that you can drive. It's pretty Star Warsy. But it's also a big fucking fail for right now. From a technical standpoint, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Richard Clark is really hyped up on MKS hair cream. Yeah, enough said. Took 2 weeks off his age, he says. Okay, so I think I was going to talk about this fifth force, okay? And I went to the heart of the article, okay? And I screenshotted it, it doesn't even matter. It's from Fox News Science or some bullshit. You can find it. UCI, California, scientists believe they have identified a fifth force of nature. Okay. I heard how that read. If true, it's revolutionary, said such and such. And in a press release, for decades, we've known of 4 fundamental forces: gravitation, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces. If confirmed by further experiments, this discovery of a possible fifth force would completely change our understanding of the universe, with consequences for the unification of forces and dark matter. Dark matter. The physicists cite a protophobic X boson, recently found by physicists at the Hungarian Academy of Sciences. The mysterious particle, which I thought I found it. How can it be so mysterious? You found it. The mysterious particle, which interacts only with electrons and neutrons at a very limited range, dazzled scientists. I guess they they somehow saw this or captured this on film, or this is all just shit that they're writing on paper. Okay. There's no other boson that we've observed that has this same characteristic, said such and such. Sometimes we also just call it the X boson, where X means unknown. So it's unknown, but you found it, and you know everything about how it interacts with electrons and neutrons at a very limited range only. Okay, and it's a particle, and you've seen it. You know exactly what it looks like and everything. The Hungarian physicists found the protophobic X boson during a search for dark photons. Space.com notes that dark photons are hypothetical indicators of dark matter, which is thought to make up 85% of all matter in the universe. However, dark matter's inability to absorb or emit light makes it Magically fucking undetectable. Wow. So they can't detect 85% of what they claim is there. I mean, back to basics. You can't really hate on science, or you can't even hate on this article per se, because even though the article misleads you and says that the scientists of UCI believe they have identified a fifth force of nature, and that's in quotes. So do they even really believe that they've identified a real fifth force of nature, or do they believe they've identified a quote fifth force of nature unquote? Like, is this just theater? These articles are just entertainment. You can't take these articles on like, well, I guess people do try to take them on legal grounds, but I mean, like, I guess some of the stuff that is written in articles and published to the public does involve legalities and does affect things. But I don't know, this article is openly admitting that everything about protophobic X bosons and neutrons and electrons and particles and photons are all hypothetical indicators of dark matter. Okay, basically that's what it's saying. They're hypothetical things. They're just openly admitting that big science and all things concerning space and physics and theoretical, that it's all literally just speculation. It's all bullshit. Same as what else do we know of that's complete and utter speculation? That's right. Celestial objects, including the sun and the moon and the stars and the sky and its limit. Never been there, never touched it. No one ever has. Don't even know what it is. Don't even know where it is. Don't even know how they are. What or where they are. Okay? Just like hypothetical X boson photoprobic fucking electrons and neutron particles. Okay? Same exact fucking thing. Okay? And you can empirically see the sun and the moon. You can see that you can empirically testify that you are having to at least experiencing the sensation of seeing, or at least thinking that you're seeing something that's there. Okay? When you see something with your own eyes, like the moon or the sun. But you still don't know what they are. All this other shit, it's just straight up on paper. They don't know anything about what they're talking about there. That's just all on paper. That's just all made up imagination. But oh, so how close the intangibles are. Sure, you can observe the sky. It's still intangible. Don't know what it is. Can't touch it. Don't know what's really happening there. Could be a big projection. Moon could be made of cheese, Jed. Very well could be made of cheese. You don't fucking know. Anyways. Richard Clark says, hey. Hey. Oh, Patricia Steer has joined us in the chat. Forgot. Give her the big shout out. She sends hearts and cats and love to everybody. Synthetic Dread has joined us and says, hey, Patricia, that's cool. I'm happy for Mark. What happened to Mark? Schlominger's in the house. Jeff Stewart's in the house. Rob S. is in the house. Wanda O'Reilly's in the house. Wanda O'Reilly says, they can believe elephants fly. It's all in the wording. Fake Mark Sargent says, we are all Mark Sargent. So let me start off the celebration. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Hey, that's poetic. That's real nice of you, Mark Sargent. Fake Mark Sargent. Oh, man. Richard Clark says, me and Fake Mark should date. Fake Mark Sargent says, when people say I am the fake Mark Sargent, I like to ask them, what is real? What is real? Richard Clark. Oh, fake Richard Clark now says happy birthday. Oh man, we got a lot of fun things going on in Validation War live stream. Okay, so I touched on that subject. I just want to touch on the fucking news. Little fucking news. I talked about the fucking genital mutilation and the PC struggle that the fucking fascists, leftist fucking psychopaths of today, the conundrum that it sticks them in. Okay, I talked about that, about the New York Times and shit, the article, and how they can't decide. It's just funny. Okay, and then we talked about the acid attacks on the rise in London, the permanently disfiguring fucking acid attacks that people are allegedly doing to each other. And it's now spread into schools. So basically what's going to happen, I predict, is that the schools there in London are going to be able to ban students from bringing any liquids onto campus, at which point any liquid that they are able to consume on that campus is guaranteed to have XYZ in it. Okay, so that they are guaranteed to get their dose of whatever the fuck it is that the queen wants to poison her people with. Okay, her fucking subjects with, talked about the Kitty Hawk fake flying car. I mean, it looks like it works, but they only show literally like 7/8 of a second, every time they show you a clip of it. And how Google owns Kitty Hawk and how they're putting it on trending, saying it's high trending when it really wasn't high trending. Someone said that they saw it on number 4 on trending and that it had 890 views. Something can't be a number 4 on trending and have 890 views. I don't think. I really don't think. It just so happens that Google owns this, and the product looks like shit. It looks like garbage. But anyways, so no flying cars yet, guys. No flying cars yet, Nathan. And I talked about how Mars supposedly has air, metal in the air, and how the whole article is just a big fucking steaming load of bullshit, which is just to push the idea that human beings travel to outer space and all that whimsical nonsense. Or, send things into what is this alleged outer space, okay. Let's see. Now, there was one more thing I wanted to touch on, okay. Scientists have said now that the Earth's mantle core is 100 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than previously thought. And one of the scientists drew the comparison, okay, of the Earth's mantle core, okay, to honey. Like honey, okay? If you put honey in the fridge for an hour, it will barely flow when you take it out. If instead you put honey on the stovetop, it will flow very easily because it's hotter. So we're supposed to believe that we're supposed to believe so much bullshit to even know where to begin to, grasp the concept that's put forth in just that sentence. See how you guys have all been conditioned? See how deep the conditioning runs? Even just to read that sentence and conceive the ideas and translate it to what she's trying to say. It's a multi-stage process, okay? Some people don't get it at first, but every sentence has so much shit intertwined into it. Okay. That just shows how indoctrinated you have to be to even understand these kinds of fucking stupid articles and shit, or the bullshit that they're feeding you. Okay. It's all imagination, and it's all about like key codes. And if you're hip to the lingo and to their particular brand of Harry Potter speak, big science, their magic speak, okay, their little fucking language. Mantle mystery, okay. There are many clues that the mantle under Earth's oceans is blazing hot. For instance, it generates the lava that bursts out of underwater volcanoes, if that's even true. Aaron Dover used to do videos on volcanoes and lava possibly being a fucking hoax. Possibly being a fucking hoax. Okay. However, for obvious reasons, scientists can't travel to the mantle and directly... For obvious reasons. Scientists can't travel to the mantle and directly measure the temperature at which it melts. Okay. No, I mean they got stuff that can, withstand bare exposure to the sun in outer space, scorching thousands of degrees, whatever the fuck, But they don't got nothing that can handle that. No, no. Okay. Instead, scientists create mantle rocks in laboratories. Instead, okay. However, for obvious reasons, scientists can't travel to the mantle and directly measure the temperature at which it melts. Okay, right? Instead, scientists create mantle rocks in laboratories by combining powders of mineral building blocks. Once they have a synthetic mantle rock, they then subject the rock to mantle pressures and temperatures to determine the temperature at which the rock melts at a given pressure. Oh, wait a second. So once they have a synthetic mantle rock, they then subject that rock to mantle pressures and temperatures to determine the temperature at which the rock melts at a given pressure. So they have equipment that can generate those same forces and the equipment to also protect from those same forces, but can't use that technology to go to where the alleged molten core is. That sounds pretty fucking stupid. That sounds pretty fucking stupid to me, if you ask me. Anyways. By increasing the temperature in small intervals and at different pressures, scientists can note exactly when their synthetic mantle rock melts. Synthetic mantle rock melts, a condition known as mantle solitis. Solitis. I don't know. But there's a major problem with this experiment. Water. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I got to make my main points on those, 5 things that were in the news today. 5 things that were in the news today, 5, 6 things. Talked about Tim, Talked about, Oh, yeah. Also, I mean, I forgot to mention when I was talking about Tim's staged video earlier about how yeah, of course he was repeating Tim's catchphrases, one of them which was the whole Dunning-Kruger thing, So I figured, shit, let's look up the Dunning-Kruger thing. Fuck it. Let's see what Dunning-Kruger is all about. Dunning-Kruger effect. Okay. Okay. Now this, what I'm about to read, is what all y'all's favorite local yokel, fucking sophist globetards, asswipes with completely closed minds that cannot conceive of things that are bigger than their limited imaginations. Okay. Wants to label people who think that the earth might be a flat plane, based on logical things like wherever you are, it's flat, always seems to be flat wherever you go. And no one's been to space and the sky. We don't even know what those things are. So we can't even judge and say that things that we're seeing in the sky mean that we're somehow on a shape that we've never gone high enough to actually see and confirm that. So basic logic tells you that you're living on at least some form of a flat plane. Okay. If you want to be intellectually honest with yourself, that is, okay. But they want to say that this is what flat earthers are, okay, or what we experience, okay. And I would suggest that as we read it, you think of people who believe in the globe, or these staunch warriors like Tim Osmond's, like your whoever the fuck the list, PMARS and shit. these defenders, these weasels. Replace their globe belief with any thought you may be having of applying this to flat earthers, and you'll see that it makes much more sense when you look at it with those guys. But anyways, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which low ability individuals suffer from illusory superiority, mistakenly assessing their ability as much higher than it really is. Psychologists David Dunning and blah, blah, blah attribute this bias to a metacognitive incapacity on the part of those with low ability to recognize their ineptitude and evaluate their competence accurately. Their research also suggests corollaries. High ability individuals may underestimate their relative competence and may erroneously assume that tasks which are easy for them are also easy for others. How's this obscure shit from what, 1999? It says this obscure shit from 1999. Tim Osmond is bringing it up, and then this dude brings this shit up in the video. I'm like, come on, bro. Excuse you. Dunning and Kruger have postulated that the effect is the result of internal illusion in those of low ability and external misperception in those of high ability. The miscalibration of the incompetent stems from an error about the self, whereas the miscalibration of the highly competent stems from an error about others. So here's the study. Okay. Phenomenon was first observed in a series of experiments at Cornell in 99. Study was inspired by some joker who robbed a bank, covered his face with lemon juice in the mistaken belief that because lemon juice is usable as invisible ink, it would prevent his face from being recorded by surveillance cameras. Okay, that's funny. So Tim wants to say that people who are smart enough to sit around, know all about the globe, know all about outer space and all that bullshit, and then think of this whole new thing, and then see all these evidences, maybe even do experiments on their own. Maybe do all this proactive activist stuff with content that's been produced by others. Hey, that's good too. If you want to just spread the word. Why can't people just be shown an idea? Why do these this small troop of fucking want to be cutting edge fucking non-journalists feel it's their duty to have this little private crusade? It's because they have that chip on their shoulder. They just want to be on the cutting edge. That's all they are. They're just guys who just want to be on the cutting edge at whatever cost, because they're all flat earthers and they can't unsee the unseeable. So anyways, they're trying to equate us with some kind of dumbass that would put lemon juice on their face so that a camera won't see you while you rob a bank. Sure. Okay. That sounds like someone with some serious issues. Okay. Some other major problems. And you want to equate flat earthers to that. And then when, in all honesty, like, it's usually the globe trolls that seem to be operating on this level that this is describing. There's very few flat earthers, I would say, that operate on the level of what this is about, because most flat earthers out there, they say honestly and openly, hey, I'm not that smart, I don't know everything, I don't even know, this, that, and the other. Or maybe I can't spell all that well, or maybe I just don't care about spelling, but I'm really good at math, or vice versa, communicating, or technical side of things, Anyways, you guys get the fucking point of what I was going with that. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, the people in this fucking scene, most of them are pretty honest, and they say, "Hey, I don't really know much about this, that, and the other." Some of them are just like, "Oh shit," talking about flat Earth, going on hangouts, doing all this, and then someone talks to them, asks them if they know about, bridges or something, or the ocean or something. And it's like, hey, it's not really my specialty, and then they start to realize, oh, some other subject could play big time into flat Earth and their journey of discovery of ideas and stuff. Fuck it. I can't even remember what I was trying to say. Eugene M. Eugene M says, I like this channel because I don't have to come in here and say hi to everyone that I don't really know. Rob S says, good times, good times. Oh, muscle car rock lover. Cody got a rocket motor to fighter in a vacuum. Let's see what's going on. Got the live stream. You know, let me go ahead and let's see. I was talking about that. Oh, I wanted to talk about oh yeah. I wanted to talk about the Dunning-Kruger and man, I could go on about that for a while, but it's not worth it, man. It's just funny that little catchphrase that got thrown in there and shit. When it's really just has really nothing to do with whether or not someone believes that the Earth might be flat or is investigating the idea. Investigating the idea would, I mean, if someone's at the capacity to want to investigate the idea, they're already at a pretty decent level of operation, I'd say. And I don't think that the Dunning-Kruger would necessarily reflect them or even anyone like, Timmy and the boys. So to throw that term around and program it in with your little stage interview, I mean, it was transparent. It's transparent, and it's funny that you want to try to throw around something that sounds so fancy, and then when we look it up, we realize that it's just a bunch of fucking derp from some college asshole who just was like, what am I going to do my thesis on? I'm going to do a thesis on, like, if I'm smart, or how smart people are, or how smart people think they are, and how they're wrong, and how everyone's a dumbass. Biased fucking study, really. It's an anti-humanitarian study if you really think about it. Let's see here. Talked about that. Oh, and then I was going to talk about how Google Earth released their new model. Chef Stewart says, VB, get Vlad in there, quit hogging the air. Nah, I'm flying solo. Gem Panda 2012 has joined us. Talking about how I was going to talk about how Google Earth has released their new shits and giggles model, and this guy at my job the other day was saying, well, what about Google Earth? And I said, you go to a certain height, that could be airplane photography or whatever, high altitude photography, satellite, what they would call satellite, really just be balloons or planes or something, or drones or something, or cameras just up there. Let's see here. But once you cross a certain threshold, it becomes a CGI cartoon. You can see the point where it turns from being photograph to CGI cartoon. Buffer around you when you start going out. And so that's not the real Earth, and people out there in this world literally think that that's the Earth. But it's not. It's just a flat plane they wrap around a ball and a lie, and a mathematical program lie. Okay, we're talking about that. Oh, I was gonna maybe read off some of the comments. Shit. I'm gonna read off the comments. Let's see. Huh. Okay. Let's read off some of the comments. From my Flat Earth Tim Osmond staged street interview video. You know, his original video is linked right in the description of my video, so you can go check it out. Wow. Wow. Proud of this bad boy. Okay, let's see what some of the people had to say about this. They Lie Ohio says, it did sound scripted as hell. So scripted, the dude's vocabulary was Tim Osmond's own words. That's what he got just from watching my video, you know? And I'm realizing that, you know, through listening back to you guys' responses, you know. Okay, that's all for that one. Flat Bastard Stacy chimes in on my comments and says, I was thinking that same shit. Sounds suspicious. Good call. Rob S. came in and said, yeah, that was bad. Dalmata Nuts, Effie says, the earth is flat and the sea is level. Simple math. NASA equals new age satanic ass clowns. Spurs Chemo came in with a nice big comment and said, good work, Validation Boy. Tim's goose is cooked. He said he has no time for so-called little flat earther channels and says he will hit the big channels from now on. Well, good luck with that, Timmy boy. We are a growing force, and your name becomes more negative each day. Soon, you will be banished from every flat earth channel. Well, he will never be banished from my channel, I'll tell you that. Look how quick we, the community, jump on anything you do and expose. Tim, you may be a cool guy, but you suck when it comes to the truth. So for that reason, I'm out. The answer is no. No ball. Damn. Steve Anthony says, it's a fake video. This video is fake, as well as all videos before and after this video are all fake. Real videos on a flat earth. No real videos on a flat earth. Jeff Stewart came in and said, it's a psyop from all sides. Colin Selfridge said, what a goof, talking about Tim Osmond in a staged interview, or a purportedly staged interview. There's a rumor going around. Linda F. left this comment 2 hours ago and said, that was a sad effort, to be sure. Faith in the spinning ball is a religion because it has no scientific facts to back it up. Surely, if they had some scientific facts, they would not. Surely, if they had some scientific facts, they would trot them out. Thumbs up on that. Vlad from Flat Still Earth, common guest on Validation Boy livestream, common guest, says, just watch the original video. It's obvious the entire thing was read from cue cards. All written by Tim Osmond. Also, what's with the anti-Trump shirt? Good point, Vlad. You're not even on the show, but you're contributing like always. Thank you very much, Vlad. All written by Tim Osmond. Also, what's with the anti-Trump shirt? It should be anti-voting, not for just one party. Both sides are corrupt. Thumbs up on that one. Dalmata Nuts FE says, Tim is an indoctrinated village idiot, ass clown globehead. And Schmick says, hey, it's true. Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes chimes in and says, so pathetic. I believe this, like I believe Boston bombing and the ISS footage. Good work, VB. Oh, thank you. So that was fun reading those, Got the word out there. Got you guys to have a little fun with that in the chat here. The real trick. Oh, Muscle Car Rock Lover. Muscle Car Rock Lover comes in and says, bad move by Tim. I thought Tim was smarter than that. Ooh, so I think Muscle Car Rock Lover agrees with pretty much everybody involved, except for Tim himself, that this was a stage street interview. And Tim, why would you bother, bro? Why would you bother? I mean, it's funny. It's a cute little way for you and your buddy to have a little fun time. If you to kind of give him a shout out, give him his little 5 seconds of fame. You know, Rob S says he wishes he could grow up to be Tim Osman. Don't we all? Oh, jeez. It's a cool little way for Tim and his boy to have some good time and shit, you know. Maybe I'll link that video. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's the one with the guy with the placard, you know. But I mean, okay, so I touched on that, you know. I touched on let's see. Let's see what some of the people said on my latest hit video. My latest greatest narrated piece called Flat Earth Still Undefeated. I got a lot of good comments on that video. Shit. Too much, really. Really. Dina Walker. It's more of a who's list of support, you know, awesome people. Which just proves that even the small channels can get the love, you know, in the flat earth. So, you know, and, you know, I even give love to channels that were considered enemies and even smaller than me. You know, I've been known to do that in the past. So, I mean, like, that's just the way it is. Man. In fact, I'm getting all sentimental just looking back at these comments. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You know what? Flat Earth Math left an epic letter, okay, on the video. It's too long. I thought, you know, maybe I'll just read it out real quick. Bullshit. This is like a book. So I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate on this too. Oh man. I'm getting sentimental looking back at the comments of this old video. I mean, maybe you guys should just go check it out for yourselves. Flat Earth Still Undefeated. You know, it's fucking great. Everybody's involved. It's pretty nice. Good times, man. Wow. Just decided it needed to be done. You know, it was the truth, and it's kind of been the standard bearer for 2017 and flat Earth thought, and where the whole thing goes, and what it can all be boiled down to. Those basic arguments. We're living in some kind of realm. Yeah, you can get high up in the air, but you're not touching the sky. Okay. You can do whatever you want up in the air. You can do all kinds of things if you have access to that kind of technology. Okay, you can go do whatever the fuck you want, but you're still just living in a realm. Okay, there's no escape other than, you know, death, as far as you know. Okay, there might be one, and it might be being protected. It might be being hidden, covered up, misdirected. You know. In fact, what are we at here? Yeah, good. We're good. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And while I'm gone, Richard Clark is still in charge of live stream chat. Of course, no wrenches, but just take it for what it's worth. Richard Clark's officially in charge as reigning world champion. And I'll be back shortly. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to wind it down within the next 5 minutes, literally. Keep it under 2 hours. That way I can Shit. That way I can edit all the pauses out and stuff, you know. Schlominger says that was dope. Well, yeah, I felt I just had to do a little live stream and discuss, you know, the discovery and be there for anyone who wanted to make any comments about it, you know, live. And Timmy was actually able to come into the live chat live, and people got to give him their opinion of that. And Muscle Car Rock Lover seems to have realized the fact that Timmy totally faked that street interview, staged the shit out of it. Why he would bother? I mean, you know, I want to play games with your buddies. Why not? You know, make it look real. But they obviously knew each other, or at least spent a while talking to each other before that. So we talked about some of the bullshit that the news is reinforcing in the masses' stupid minds. We realized that there's a lot of love to be had, you know, all around. You know, Muscle Car Rock Lover's coming around. You know, he says he likes Tim a real lot, but that video was like a telegraph punch. Here it comes, boys. Yeah, it really was. Maybe I got suckered into exposing Tim for that video. I don't know. I know my cat's up to no good. Timmy only does what he is told, says Jeff Stewart. Think of the shit they do. Richard Clark says, LOL. Well, you know, we got onto that, you know. We got about how don't forget about how the guy said he was supporting Bernie. You know, it's like what Vlad was talking about, how the guy was like, you know, opposed to Trump and supported Bernie and supported the system. And then he has this whole script. It's just funny. I mean, what's Tim going to do now after that? How's he going to bounce back after that? How's Timmy going to bounce back after that? We shall see, you know. Need someone to smack down because, like, the masses are just completely unaware. They're just oblivious. And once they hear about Flat Earth, they're probably going to come to Flat Earth and realize that the Earth is probably a flat plane, and it'll change the way they live their lives. It'll happen, you know, slowly and organically, and you know, it might not even change anything. You know, it might just be a thing that exists in the world. There might just be people out there that just believe the Earth could be a flat plane. You know, Wilson says them asses are totally unaware. Damn, man. Cats can be such trouble. Eugene M says, VB, saw your vid a few months ago when Jeff S, who I follow, Jeff Stewart, who he follows, liked one of them. Keep doing your thing, man. Hashtag free thought. Hey, thanks, Eugene M. Yeah. Richard Clark says, are we back talking about the BPK? No. He hashtag BB. Maybe he hashtag Jeff. I don't know. It ain't nothing but good times on Validation Boy live stream, you know? Shit, I think I started streaming at 8:04. It's 10:02. I want to keep it under 2 hours. Might have to just say my goodbyes now, you know? I got to keep it under 2 so I can really edit it better. So we talked about all the stuff I wanted to talk about, the acid attacks, the New York Times, and their little liberal conundrums of PC insanity, you know? We talked about the shitty flying car that's a bunch of bullshit. And we talked about the bullshit mantle core of the Earth and its temperatures and how they simulate shit and are stupid. And how the news is openly admitting to you that everything you think is complete bullshit. They openly admit it to you. I was going to talk about some angry alcoholics on the flat Earth, but we didn't end up going there. And maybe we will next time. For now, Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I appreciate every single view and every single comment that's left in the chat. Shout out to Flat Still Earth, Jeff Stewart, and everybody else. This has been Validation Boy live stream, April 24th, 2017.